I'm going to keep this light and sweet. Today has been one of those days where everything was going on. I had to cancel an appointment for tomorrow because I just fell up the stairs. I hurt my finger. I hurt my knee. And I'm like, I'm done with those fucking stairs. 3 flights of these concrete stairs to get to this damn apartment. So I'm like, oh my God. So I was hot and I was tired. We were hauling up the groceries, and I'm just like, you know how it is at the end of the day, you're like, you got only so much energy left and you're tired. That's where I was. And I was like, I'm like, I just want to get out of this heat. It's so hot right now. All right, let's just jump into it. My apologies. Like I said, I had a lot going on today. It was almost like an interference to keep me from talking. So, you know me, I'm going to ignore it because that's just who I am. Hold on one second. Oh my God. Freaking driving me nuts here. Okay. So yes, I got the message for the, oh my gosh. Today was just like, I felt like I just been going and going and going and going. I had a moment like maybe an hour, and then it was going, 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 going again. And I was like, oh my gosh. And by the time we got out, I was super hot. And I said, I am just really hot. And trying to go up the stairs, and I'm just like, okay, I'm tired. Next thing I knew, I was falling right before I got to the last step, the step of falling. And then it was like, up. Am I going to stop it? Up. Not going to stop it. Up. But it was a slow motion fall. Don't you just love those? It lets you know that you're going to fall, but it doesn't let you know that to the degree if it's really going to hurt. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just like, I think it's kind of ironic, the certain things that I bought today. Like, I bought this. And I said, oh yeah, let me use that. It's good for bone pain and stuff. Let me get that, the Comfrey. Then I ended up falling. So got it on there. Icing my finger. God, I hate to see when I get 60, which is less than what? It's just 6 months away to be exact. Anyway, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, gosh, I'm going to hit 60. I'm 59, and I'm doing all this damage now. Oh, fuck! I tell you guys about the time I fell in a shower? How that was a slow motion where I saw myself, I'm going to fall. I'm going to go down. And I'll never forget it. And it was, and it was not in a well, no, it was kind of like a really nice bathtub. This was at my other apartment in Folsom. And I just just remember I finished washing my hair, and I had just that little, it was like, I swear, it was only that much, a pinch, that much of a conditioner that was on the floor in the shower. And I didn't see it, and I just remember my big toe hit it just right. Next thing I know, I'm doing a reverse cycle scene in the shower, and I'm falling. And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna hit the toilet. Oh, my head's gonna hit it. Oh, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna be blacked out. I'm not gonna know what happened to me. And I get wrapped up in the shower curtain. I fall out. the water is going, and one leg in the shower, one leg out, and I'm like, okay, I missed the toilet. That's good. I didn't hit the toilet, and I'm wrapped up in the shower curtain. Yeah, that was a visit to Dr. Pauling's office the next following day because I had to explain why I was in a twisted manner when I came in and how I was hurting. And I told him what happened. And he was like, "You fell in the shower. Did you put those rubber things down in the shower like I told you to?" I had been warned. I've been told by 2 people, "Get those little rubber things down." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Yeah. Hard head. All right, let's jump into today because I know in other places some people are trying to go sleep and they're like, "Flee, get into the wave." I'm sorry. I digress. Here we go. What the hell is going on? What is this? Somebody's fucking with me. Okay, I'm just not going there. All right. So today we have, on a Wednesday of July, Kid 107, the Blue Electric Hand. This one is I activate in order to know. Bonding healing. I seal the story of accomplishments with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of magic. Yeah, I was a little late on that one. And I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. Blue is the color. The planet is Earth. The chakra is the heart. And the Earth family is core. We do have a rune. And look, I'm in luck today. I have the book. The 7 volumes of Cosmic History Chronicles are derived from a memory stream that not only traces back hundreds of thousands of Earth years, but also extends into our galaxies. Wow, that must be one hell of a history thing. That sounds really cool. Okay, so we're working 6th dimension, limbic force, field, and subliminal telepathic. Now, I'm thinking something's going on because I feel like with the energy, like the time and everything has been off shifting, like weird. And one of the things I noticed when I went out to drive to go do these running extra errands, groceries, went and got another pillow thing, that's thebomb.com. I noticed something that was interesting. When I would turn into certain parking lot, thinking that I was in the parking lot where I was supposed to be going, I missed it. It was like I was still behind one. And I was like, wait, I thought I was in the right parking lot. Okay, I missed it. So I had to go up to the other entry and then I was at my destination. Then I did it again, going to the mattress place to go get the pillow. And I was like, what is going on? And even the young one noticed, said, what's going on? You're missing these points. I said, yeah, kind of interesting. It's like there's a part of me that's somewhere else doing something. And then this me is trying to get caught up or stay caught up in the timeline. But something's definitely was off because I was noticing it. And I said, this is not like me to miss that. So I said, okay, whatever. I'm going to just keep moving. Okay, so signals. Oh, nope, that's not it. Wrong one. Oh, separation, retreat, inheritance. This is a time of separation of path. Maybe that's what's going on. Because I just been feeling like, what the hell is going on today? Okay, this is a time of separating path. Old skins must be shed, outmolded relationships discarded. When you receive this rune, a peeling away is called for, part of the cycle of initiation. Athala is the rune of radical servience. The appropriate action here is to submission and quite possibly retreat, knowing how and when to retreat and possessing the firmness of will to carry it out. So it's really interesting. I made an appointment today because I was supposed to go in and go get some blood work done. So I've been really picky. Like I was supposed to have this blood work done a month ago. And I just keep, hey, what the heck was that? Okay, hold on a second. Something just happened. I caught that. Did you guys see that? Did you see it fly up? I saw it. And then I heard this. Hold on. Okay. Just thought I'd check. I heard a dove sound out there. So, wow, that was kind of interesting. All right. Let me get back to this. Okay, so with the appropriate action, here is submission and quite possibly the retreat, knowing when and how to retreat and possessing the firmness of will to carry it out. So back to what I was saying, I made that doctor's appointment and I made it this morning for tomorrow. And then I just had to cancel it because I know I'm going to be a little bit sore in the morning. I already know. Because of the way I try to stop the full fall. I already know. So I said, why push myself through all that stress trying to get up and go do that? And I said, I'll do it after I get this taken care of. So maybe I wasn't supposed to go get that blood work done. Just wondering, just saying. Sometimes things happen for a reason. All righty then. So this is the blue electric hand for today for the portal. So yesterday I told you I had this this voice that came. It was a female voice and it said it was the Sybil. And I showed you what the Sybil was, and then I put it together. That's why the dove was outside my window, and I put it all together, and I said, oh my gosh, that's the sign, that's the signal, you know, something of what. So as I was getting ready for my medicine bath yesterday, I was just like, okay, well, let me get myself ready for my medicine bath and get myself going with that. And I grabbed the cards, I pulled them out, and I shuffled, and I just said, okay, for the highest good of all, the message that needs to be talked about, what is the message, and can I share this message with the Be So Light tribe? And so the message was, hold on, let me grab it, because I'm going to tell you how when I read it, I was like, oh my God, this is like on point. And keep in mind, these are cards that you have to kind of like be in a space to work with, because they are those type of cards that are kind of intense to be working with. So this was a card that I got, and it was the transformation. So I was like, oh, okay. I got the transformation card. The goose got her head back like that, and I'm like, okay, that looks kind of interesting. I already can tell I'm gonna have to go to the chiropractor tomorrow. Yeah, I already can feel it. Maybe my body will just work it out on its own. Maybe. I had a time where after Sundance and weird things were going on with my body, and I was constantly tripping or falling somewhere, which was so weird. Tripping and falling. And then it just stopped. Just went away. Okay, so guess what this is? So this is transformation, and it says transformation is our only faith. The swan represents flexibility and gratefulness. To others, the swan seems to be in great danger with its neck bent back like that, but the swan knows it's completely safe despite all the appearances to the contrary. That is the attitude we must take to be victorious, as symbolized by the olive and the laurel leaves. So I'm reading this, okay, reading this info, and it talks about the Plath, and it's about the Kemet god of craftsman, rebirth, and the creation. According to some scholars, the name Kemet is derived from the Greek spelling of the temple in the Memphis. I'm trying to pronounce it. Hakenplath, which means the temple of the spirit of Plath. Plath is the worship also spread to the Greco-Roman world in the aspects of the sacred apis of the bull. The Greek and the Roman did not like deities despite the animal head, so they gave him a human form. Okay, so I'm reading that and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Then this is what makes the whole message of the Sibyls, how they were getting in contact with me. Heka here is so, this is the weird part. I feel like this is a repeat timeline. I feel like I just did this before. Same scenario. I had a fall. I was talking about the Heka thing. Something weird. And I was talking to all of you about it. And I'm just feeling that, wait a minute, this feels like a, and I'm like, wait, I'm catching this. Did this already happen? Did I already have this event? So the Heka, here we go, listen up. Heka was the ancient Kemetic god of magic. The term magic, now how appropriate. This is just matching in with everything. The term magic is problematic because there was no distinction between religion and the supernatural. Every aspect of existence in daily life was perceived as a reflection of spirit. The concept of separating religion and magic and science and math and sex and art and cooking and dance and forth simply did not exist to the ancient Egyptian. Heka refers to the divine power of words to facilitate change. So speaking with the divine Heka. And I just thought that was just so much proof in the pudding of what the message was. And I said, is this a message that you want me to share? And they said, yes, share the fact that transformation is coming in at a fast rate where you almost have to catch up with yourself because you're already transforming and that part of you catches up to what has transformed. So it's almost like being pulled out of an amnesia state and you already are in the flow of your transformational self, but you're catching up to it. So I'm paying attention to that. And then Conscious Juice had a short on some information about the scientists are now saying that I think it was the 8th and a couple of other days this month that we are going to be feeling this surge of speeding up, like time is surging forward and we're going to be noticing it and then it'll settle itself out, but it's going to be really noticeable in these next few couple weeks or something. I got to find what he said, but it was 3 days that these scientists had said it. And I said, well, yeah, I think we're all feeling that right now. We're all feeling that energy of the surging forward, and it's fast and looking outside and then you go to sleep and you're thinking, okay, it's time to get up because I see, but it's not time to get up. It's 2:00. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Okay, it's still looking light like out, but like it's not getting that super dark nighttime look like it used to because we have so much light surrounding the planet right now. So I remember saying, when I was talking to a couple of friends about the sun and the moon, and I said, just think about it hypothetically. Wouldn't it be something if the moon was actually the sun, and the sun and the moon and the sun are the same thing, and they're just messing with it, tweaking it, making it look like whatever they want, but now the real ones have shown up, and now they can't fake it anymore, and now that's messing up the whole thing. And then I started thinking, I said, they really only wanted to just mess up as much as they could of this planet so that they can just submerge themselves away, and then we have to put up with all the messed up part of it. I'm like, no, this planet is being renewed. The waters are being renewed. Things are shifting and moving. And it's just the same with us. Things are shifting and moving inside of us. And that's becoming that whole process. All of us are going through this whole process. So I'm just looking at this. This is the message that was delivered, that the transformation is upon us, and we're going to see it in such a way that it's going to make you really realize that you're not in that same position like you think you are. You're not the same energy representing that anymore. Then I saw something I thought was really interesting. Um, and it's the way she was saying it. And I was like, yeah, that's what that message I was feeling about, because you know how you just kind of be to yourself at night, and if you're taking a medicine bath or you're just getting quiet, you're detaching from your laptop, you're detaching from your phone, you're turning it off, you're putting it in a safe place where the energies can't be messing with you. And you start getting these flashes of information. And then when you start getting the flashes of information, you're like, whoa, that's kind of deep. So you kind of sit with it and you write it down, and you're like thinking to yourself, that's intense. That's a good flash of information. You make a note of it, right? Got to make notes of stuff because they're timekeepers. They're markers, not timekeepers, but they're markers. Markers of certain things that are of memory that brings that thought process into fruition of what is the message that you're connecting all the dots with. So I'm thinking to myself, and I said, so much right now doesn't feel like it used to feel. Everything feels like it's surging forward, and yet again we're trying to catch up with ourselves in the newer energy, because it's this stretching time energy effect that we're feeling. And if you're not aware of that, you get caught up in this thing of, why do I feel so off? Why do I feel so like, what's going on with me? It starts really making you feel like, okay, what the hell's going on? So these energies are shifting, and you're just moving ahead in that energy. And as you get into certain time energies, the old ones just drop away. This is where you get that feeling too of, can't remember what happened 2 or 3 days ago, because you're like, wait a minute, what was, because that fell away, and now that's a part of the third dimensional energy that's capturing all that. So there's so much going on in this transformational part of what we are moving into now. I think it was called Mother Rising. I think it was Mother Rising. She's the sex priestess. Um, that's what I kind of think of her as. She's the sex priestess. But a lot of times, if I see some of the things she talks about, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and I just kind of keep it moving. But this one caught my eye, and she just recently did it, and I was like, So when she was talking about um, people that carry the code. The code in the person is a living code, a code of light. And she says, the Jewish people and the people that we call Black, the brown-skinned people that we call Black, that are really, they carry the codes, the light. They have the codes. These are the people that carry the codes. And I was just listening to that, and she says, when they do all these sacrifices of the heifers, this is something that needs to stop happening. And I remember when that was coming around and I was getting upset about it because I didn't want these heifers to be sacrificed. I'm like, why is this shit still going on? Because you got these weird ass barbaric male energy beings that are still doing that crap on those old demented timelines and still running that energy. And I said, God, can they just knock this crap off? So when she was really talking about it, holding the codes, I had that aha moment. And that aha moment was when we start moving our flame of light, okay? When we think of flame of light, we think of spirit, okay? The spirit of ourselves, our soul energy, and that activation of the flame of remembering who we are, what we do. For those words to be dead on about the Heka, and then the light of the codes, and then start connecting that, I was like, I too would be scared of an awakened being who is coming forward that's going to have intact memory of who they are. And it's going to be that energy of you have to constantly, hold on one second, constantly have to deal with that energy of what's coming to whip your ass for what you have done. And here's the thing about it. Those of us coming into that energy and walking with those codes, that is a really trippy place to be. If you really, really think about it. That you're part of the whole index codex of what is going on with Mother Earth right now. Take a look at it from the divergent point of view. The divergent people they were needed to be in society. And what was happening? They were killing them off, getting rid of them because they didn't want them to be in their full power of who they are. They didn't want them to be where they couldn't manipulate and control them. So now if you really stop and look at what's happening with everything and where everyone is waking up and stepping in, it's not even waking up. It's remembering. It's remembering who we are and remembering all of the things that's connected with it. So maybe there's a reason why tonight I came on this evening, because maybe this is going to be an energetic portal trigger for you to connect the dots on what you are here to really do. And not the part where you're just filling in the time thinking that that job or that title that you got is what you're doing. No, 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 no. This is right now, that moment. What are you coded with? Now, here's the next part I thought was interesting. I'm in the shower and I'm getting myself ready. And I said, okay, gotta run around, gotta take care of this, da-da-da. I'm in the shower. And all of a sudden, I see spirit codes, soul codes. You need to start helping people to code up. I said, well, I do that with the frequency work. I said, no, it's the next phase, the code ups. the codes, reading it, seeing, giving them the message so they get that. And it's a part of their it's like a part of their divine blueprint code system, but there's certain words that you have in your codex that is to activate certain other parts of you. And I'm sitting here saying, oh my God, really? Now I got to try to figure that out. And they said, each person has it, and you'll know what to say to that person when you do it. And I was like, okay. So I'm sharing this with you because some of you are going to get that next level. You've gotten too comfortable with what your routine is, and it's getting ready to get all shaken up now. Okay? You're going to start feeling like you got to step out of a little bit of the routine of what you've been doing. And now there's this new part that you have to bring in because it's a part of you. And that part of you now has to go out and activate and help the others. Okay? Which means we use discernment more than ever of others who are in the game to disrail you. Okay, to make you distrust yourself, to make you feel like you don't understand what messages you're getting. Anything from the divine will make you feel good. Anything that is artificial has no feeling and is always has a fear fucking finishing energy behind it. That's how you know. So it leaves you questioning. That's how you know. So anything divine, when you check it with divine light, boom, it's right on point. Now, this morning after the shower, I'm doing my whole getting myself together, and all of a sudden you know me, I see the sun, and I'm like, oh, hi, Loris, how are you doing? And I'm like, am I gonna be going up on the sun and seeing things? And all they did was show the sun, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So let me take my little ice stain off. Oh, that's gonna be sore tomorrow. So I see the sun. I see the plasma whipping off of it. I said, yeah, they showed the pictures of a lot of plasma. And then all of a sudden I hear, make the form, the pyramid form. So I did. And as soon as I saw the plasma whip off, I closed my eyes, and the plasma made its contact inside the pyramid. And then as soon as I did that, I felt it, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I brought it down, and I was right here, just right here. And then it just went. When I opened my eyes, all I saw was gold light all around. Gold light everywhere. And I had to stand there for a second. I said, holy crap. All I see is gold. And then I got this giddiness inside of me, and I said, oh, it's on now. No, wait, give me my rose oil. Let's get going. Give me frankincense, please. You know, patchouli. Oh, it's on. I was like, it's on. And I'm like, wow. Can you now understand what we're stepping into? This is it. This is, like Michael Jackson said, this is it. He already gave, this is it. This is it. That was the opening doorway. This is it. Walking into what we're in now. So everything's going to be aligning itself just for you. And you have to pay attention to it. Okay? And be very, very aware of what is going on around you. Okay? Because today I was just like, what is this? I'm supposed to be here, and I'm like, and then walking up the stairs, and I've done it before where I trip, and it's always one of my feet will trip me because it's tired. It's like going up that amount of stair. It's a bitch here to do it because it's groceries, and if you know what I'm talking about, it's a lot when you're carrying the groceries up these stairs. It's not like at my other place where I live. It was on that one level. I could get the stuff out. Choom, choom, choom. No, I gotta fucking go through cardiovascular workout center here to get stuff up the stairs. Anyway, anyway, lovelies, that is the message. I'm gonna do the message for tonight. So if this is medicine for you to use in your sleep medicine, which I'm hearing that's why it is, then that's what it is for you. All right. I'm going to keep this short and cute. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your love and all of you being here. I know this was really late. My apologies once again. But I had some weird stuff going on. And I was like, what the hell? So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to go in again. So if you were still interested in being in the spiral body program, please head over to Facebook and ask for the request. It is $88 for the 30 days, which I think is pretty fair. That's not a lot of money. And if you can't do the 88, then you can do an Amazon, or you can do silver and gold. I'm taking silver and gold. I already had a client give me silver. Thank you, wonderful client who gave me silver. I'm just like, that was a blessing. That really was. I shouldn't say a blessing. That was divine grace. I don't want to splash myself with blood. We won't talk about blessing. So that was such a divineness, because that energy was like, whoa, I love it, love it, love it. So come on. I have someone already paid for their program with Amazon. So what do you want from Amazon? Well, I like Amazon. And I'm telling you, I don't like the corporation part of it, but I tell you, I like when I get something from Amazon. It's like a gift. It's like Christmas all the time. Not even Christmas. I like it kind of like it was like a birthday gift thing. I don't even tie it to the Christmas. I kind of like a birthday thing. Oh, look, I got a gift, a surprise. I love it. Kind of makes the day of everything different. All right. Gosh, tomorrow will be a lot better, because I'm just like, I woke up this morning and I felt disoriented. I felt like I was somewhere, but I couldn't remember where I was. But I'm not having weird dreams or anything. It was just like, I just felt like I was somewhere. And that's a lot of times they won't let you remember just because for safety reasons. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the message. Personality for the Phoenix of Flame. Personality. Yeah, that feels about right. Personality. Having the personality. Love it. Being in that fierce, that's kind of like a fierce energy, like, yes, I'm going to show you. Aren't you afraid of me? And she's like, no, not really. I see your personality. I see what you're doing. Okay, fine. So then the vision of the souls is Creator's Gateway chakra, number 13. This is a good one. When we go up into dream world and we connect into this. This is our divine gateway to source. This is that alignment, and I love this. This is perfect. So we're going to bring that energy in tonight for sleep. And then we're looking at, here we go. The Golden Dolphin. This is the Shaman's card of the Golden Dolphin. This is really interesting, because if you haven't seen that video of Team Light that I put underneath the post, please watch that, because it's about one of the crystal skulls. And in that particular crystal skulls, it has dolphin images inside that skull. Okay, remember there's 13 sacred skulls, and they're around the world, and there's only certain keepers who were the governors of those skulls and protecting them. Okay, because if they get into the wrong hands, they would be destroyed. But this skull that you'll see, this is a powerful one. And I totally resonated with this skull. And I said, oh, I know this skull. It was really like just that connection with that skull. So please, 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 if you haven't taken a look at it, I got it in the group thing. Go take a look at that. The sacred inner space is our portal, sacred inner space. So at night, especially tonight, please make sure that you're creating that sacred space around yourself tonight and really keeping it safe, because we're going into that full moon energy. Okay, that's, I think, is tomorrow. So sacred inner space, sacral chakra, and tenderness and sensuality. This is pretty. That's a pretty card. Okay. All right, lovelies. That's your message for tonight. So just step into that energy. Also, as a part of some healing for people, if you know someone or yourself and you've been dealing with old neck injuries or a pinched nerve type of situation, Mattress Firm has a pillow that I found to be the excellent pillow that helps me not have that nerve trigger in my neck when it starts acting up. So it's called Sleeply. It's this kind of pillow. It comes in this neat container. This is a basic, and what it is, they have shredded up breathable memory foam in here. But what the deal is, when it kind of rises up in itself and when you lay on it, it contours just right to your neck and cradles it. So if you have any neck issues or something, I'm not getting paid to talk about this, but I'm telling you, I have one already. I went back and got another. The guy gave me another good deal on it because I said it really helped me. And he gave me half off on this one just because it helped me with the pain that I was having with the pinched nerve thing. So it's healed a lot. It has gotten so much better. But the beauty of this, with this pillow, I can actually turn on my side and sleep now. Where before, with the other pillow and the tilted thing that I was sleeping on, the tilted pillow that I was sleeping on, I couldn't really do that. And I had to have a roll underneath my neck to kind of work with that. So this pillow, I'm not kidding. It is thebomb.com. It comes in queen and king, and it's called Sleeply. This is a 20 by 28 inch, okay? And it's 5171 centimeters, okay? So if you have like, say like those Tempur-Pedic pillows, you like those, after a while when those get worn out, that cover, if that cover is still good intact, keep that cover, that pillowcase covering. Take out that old memory foam of the Tempur-Pedic one, and then if you're getting this for your neck, slip this one inside of that and just have a good night's sleep. There you go. I just gave you some good. Also, like I said, I showed you with the thing that I got, and I couldn't believe this is $30, $29.99. I thought it was gonna be 12 something or 15. Shit. I was like, what? I said, this better be like healing like nobody's business. So it's called the Comfrey Cream. And Comfrey, if you don't know what the plant Comfrey is about, Comfrey is that plant that's called knit bone. And it works with any kind of bone injury. Yeah, I was shocked when I found out how much this thing, because I asked for it, there was no price on it. So Of course, I go to the register and I'm just paying. But when I got home and looked at my receipt, I was like, what? Had a what moment. So the Comfrey works good for any kind of bone injury, trauma, and soreness that's deep to the bone. Okay, which I was dealing with that point right on my heel, not on the bottom of the heel, right in the back of the heel. Like if you wore really tight high heel shoes and it rubs right there on that heel right there. Yeah, that point right there. I don't like that right there. So this cream, I applied it and it says on the box, let me quote it. This is called Trauma Plant. And it says, start seeing results in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. You can use it 3 times a day, 7 times a day, but the plant itself will start healing that soft tissue bone area. It's really good for that. Even if you got Comfrey in a tincture form or in a balm. I was looking for the old-fashioned kind in a balm, like in a salve, that I could take it and slap it on there. I was looking for Comfrey up in Shasta. It used to grow a lot of Comfrey up there, but for some reason, certain places where I'm going, I cannot find that plant. And I'm like, where the hell is this plant? So this is the Comfrey, and it talks about how they harvest the blooms, the stems, the leaves, and it is all in a cream that you can apply to that. So if you think I didn't add it to my finger after I fell on it, I did. I was looking at the Comfrey plant last week. Yes, I'm looking for my Comfrey. I used to pick it all the time back in my younger days, but now it's like, where is this Comfrey plant? Where is it going? I really need you. Come on, where are you? So thank goodness I still have some in storage that's in glass jars. This is why we who pick plants that are true herbalists, you put that stuff in glass containers because you know it's going to be good for a long time in that glass container. Okay? But I didn't feel like digging around going to storage in this heat dealing with this. So lucky enough they had it, and I put it on my heels and it felt so much better. And then now I put it on my fingers. So Trauma Plant, please make sure you get some. The Trauma Plant. It's a good one. Trauma Plant. Can be paid to do a commercial. I'd be like, and yeah, you want this product? All right, lovelies. I shared that with you. I will be here tomorrow morning. I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'm tired of running around. I need to get gas in my car, but I'm not going to do it. I don't feel like it. Do you ever get a moment where you just don't want to do that? You know what I love about this? I'm going to share something with all of you. You know what I love? I love the fact that I can come on here and talk to each and every one of you and just tell you what's you know, this is what's bothering me. This is what's happening. And I love the fact, and I listen and I look at your comments, and a lot of you will comment and say, you know what, I needed to hear that today. Or you'll say things like, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being a tribe member here at Be So Light. You know, I am not trying to, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, I am not out here trying to hurry up and get a whole bunch of clicks and trying to be a million so I can have a little, whatever the hell, the dial, whatever the hell the thing is, hanging on in the back. I'm just here being of service. And those that match the frequency, that want to come in and be a part of the Be So Light tribe, be so light. Be your flame. Be your light. Yeah. I'm here to code your ass. I'm here to make you remember who you are. So I want to just say thank you. Thank you for buying my books. Thank you for doing the code waters. Thank you for just showing up. And you know, yeah, I say things that are crazy sometimes, and I can get down with it, and I use the F word, but you know what? I'm sorry. If you've been on this planet past 50, you deserve to say the F word as much as you want to because they pushed you. They made you this way. They made you want to cuss everything out that's not right. And it feels good. It just doesn't go well when you're sitting back saying, oh, darn. Shoot. Fudge. No. I'm going in all the way, and I'm going to say it the way it needs to be said. Because that's being authentic and that's being real. And that's how I like to keep it with all of you. So, thank you for all that you do. Spreading the good vibe. Thank you. I don't know what I was trying to do coming up them stairs. I think I was trying to go in flight. Because in my mind, I was like, it's so fucking hot going up these stairs. And then I'm like, oh, I missed a step. I'm going down. I'm lying there looking at spaghetti and looking at the what did I have in my bag? I'm looking at cranberry juice because I have to mix my stuff in there. Gotta mix my magnesium in. Oh, bomb.com. These are the bomb.com. I showed these before. I ran out. I got the last bag at the health food store. It's the Malate. Yeah, I'm gonna eat the hell out of these tonight. So anyway, just as my face is planted in between the bread and the cranberry juice in the bag, I'm laying there, Liz. I've fallen. Can you come get this bag? She goes out. Face is down. She goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, honey, this is what 59 is all about, and hot ass weather and plasma light everywhere, and you're getting your ass zapped all over the place and getting coated trying to walk up 3 flights of stairs with all the groceries in your hand because this is how it is. On that note, I hope that you sleep well tonight. I know I will, for sure. My God, night cabinet. So everyone be good to yourself. My apologies for coming on so late, but I had a couple of things happen. Tripping myself along the way. Trying to hurry up and get to that timeline. Trying to stay ahead of the xenomorphs. Coming. Run. All right, lovely. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Bye. Oh, my goodness.